Hey everyone, happy Motivational Monday. I am out on my patio again, and this time I got some company. So we're gonna do this and just kind of enjoy the sounds of people living their lives and having their fun as well at the same time. Last week we talked about communication, especially from the perspective of the internal side of things, right? Evaluation, recognizing what's going on inside of you, kind of having that internal dialogue. And I promised to talk a little bit this week about the external side of communication and what it means and how important it is, especially in the arena of moving forward in life and feeling that energy to pick up challenges, etc. There's something that happens when you are able to vocalize what it is that is going on inside you, especially as it relates to others. Keeping things bottled up, as they say, can sometimes cause you to, the emotional balloon that you have to expand to the point of extreme tension and then explosion. And so part of communication is being able to release to the world, to the universe, everything that needs expression. And we get to decide exactly also how we make that expression. So the word choice matters, your language matters. All of that's important, like exploding at someone, being derogatory, being overtly negative, and negative is a little bit subjective too, right? But just, if you communicate in a way that attacks, it doesn't help move things along, right? And so we want to be conscious of our words and make them as constructive as they possibly can be, so that we communicate what we're feeling without ignoring the fact that we're connected to that other person somehow, right? They're not mutually exclusive. If you're upset about something, it doesn't mean you have to attack with venom. Most occasions, the people that are doing something to upset you aren't doing it deliberately to upset you. They're doing it because it's the way that they have learned to express themselves, or the way they've learned to focus on themselves, or what have you. They're doing something that they believe has no bearing on somebody else, but somehow ultimately is a distraction, a disturbance, or what have you. And so if we start with the recognition that that person's not in competition with, they're not, they don't have any kind of nefarious motives, then we can start our communication from a place where, okay, we're going to focus on not necessarily the anger. We're going to focus on the expression of what it is we have going on inside thought-wise, where we want to get, why we're feeling affected, those kinds of things. And last week when we were talking about the internal dynamic of assessment, it does make an important decision point for us when we can stop, pause, examine the feeling that we're having associated to the communication we want to engage in, and then try to determine why we're having that reaction. It may be obvious, it may be less obvious. It helps to dig a little bit deeper. It helps to pause and have that moment of reflection and breath to really understand what it is we're experiencing, and then frame up how it is we want to express it, and also assess what's behind the recipient of our pending communications actions, right? What is actually has led to the need for this communication. If we can recognize that we're not separate, we're not disjointed from, we're not unconnected to the person with whom we need to talk, then we can approach that communication with some more compassion, with some more loving energy, right? This whole thing of being hopeful, being loving, being gracious, the root of it is in the recognition that, yeah, that's my neighbor, that's my family member, that's my loved one, or someone who has loved ones, or someone to whom I can either do harm, or to whom I can choose to extend some kind of energy that's rooted in love and interconnectedness, right? So bear that in mind in all communications. And finally, the last thing I want to leave you with in terms of motivation is that the things we express, right, the thoughts we put out there to the universe have weight. You know, they're almost like as yet unanswered prayers. And if you continue to put out negative thoughts, negative feelings, emotions, and energy, boy, those forces that exist work to gel around those. So be cautious of what's on your lips, the words that fall out of your mouth. Make them good, make them blessings to others, make them blessings to yourself. And remember that a thought paired with a positive emotion, paired with a positive feeling, right, is really a prayer that will take form in the material world. So in the physical world, I'd rather say, and thus make sure that your communications, your prayers, are ones that are beautiful and well-intentioned. This is Dexter signing out from Los Angeles, wishing you the best. Happy Motivational Monday, now and always. Hey, if you like any of the content that I post here, please be sure to click that little like button or the heart and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can also subscribe on my YouTube channel, so like and subscribe me there too.